The Minnesota Vikings continue to stay busy signing new players left and right. We've seen it this basically, well, the entire training camp. A lot of new faces have come in. Some have already left. Well, today, actually, the Vikings ended up signing a safety and releasing a wide receiver. So this is from their Twitter account. The Vikings have signed safety Jake Gervase and released wide receiver N'Keal Harry. Now, I wasn't so sold on the fact that N'Keal Harry was going to make the team, especially last week when we seen him on the field not wearing any pads. Okay, he had his jersey on. He played in week 1 after basically getting signed 2 days prior to that week 1 preseason game against the Seahawks. Comes in week 2, he has his uniform on, but he doesn't have any shells or helmets on. Like he's not dressed up for a game. So I was like, oh, N'Keal Harry probably made the team because he's not playing. Why would we want to hurt him? Like, why would the Vikings organization want him to get hurt? That means the reason why he's not wearing any pads right now is probably because he made the team. That, however, was completely wrong. N'Keal Harry is now gone from our organization. A once promising, a promising, I guess, first rounder that was supposed to do fantastic things, going to be a superstar coming out of Arizona State University. He's trash, plain and simple. Okay, I've never liked N'Keal Harry. I don't think he puts in enough effort in any of his route running and stuff like that. And he did okay that week 1 preseason game against the Seahawks. He had a couple catches and stuff. But, N'Keal Harry, your career in the NFL has been, well, short of impressive. Very, very, very short of impressive. So, adios, N'Keal Harry. Welcome, Jake Gervase. Now, Sean Ferguson, who covers the Vikings of SB Nation, dove through this, kind of who is Jake Gervase, why we let go of N'Keal Harry, and what Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has kind of been doing. So, he said that Jake Gervase spent his collegiate career at Iowa as a safety where he tallied 82 tackles and 7 interceptions through his 4 seasons with the Hawkeyes. Now, Gervase signed with the Rams as an undrafted free agent in 2019, where he played primarily on special teams. Now, the Rams had him switch positions from safety to inside linebacker, so he's a bit of a tweener, okay? Kind of like an Isaiah Simmons, but not Isaiah Simmons, if you get what I'm trying to say here. Now, Jake Gervase also boasts a high RAS score. Don't really know what that is. So the potential is there for him to be a special teams ace, like Najee Thompson, who remains in concussion protocol. This is probably why we ended up signing him to fill in for Najee while he's out for this or with this concussion protocol. Look, Najee Thompson's going to make the team. We already all know that. He's been flying around making plays. I absolutely love it. So do the Vikings. So this signing basically just tells me that, yes, he has a chance to make the team, but right now he's probably filling in a role that Najee Thompson once held. Now, as for N'Keal Harry, okay, he had no shot of making the 53-man roster given the Vikings' depth at wide receiver. Also given the fact that he never tries. Okay, you can see it on film. You see it in his New England days. I haven't liked him since then. Kind of a shame, right? Now, for what it's worth, like I said earlier, N'Keal Harry did well with the limited opportunities he was provided late in training camp. He looked decent. I will say that, and at least that first preseason game against the Seahawks, we obviously didn't get to see much of him, but from what we did see, he looked okay. Now, the Vikings cutting him early has less to do with his performance and more to do with the soft injury he suffered during pregame warmups ahead of the preseason game against the Tennessee Titans, which I actually found out basically a couple seconds ago. So, yeah, I didn't know that was the case. I just seen him that he wasn't padded up, and I was like, oh, he made the team. We talked about that already. That is not the case. He has a little bit of an injury right now, and why kind of waste our time with a wide receiver who's probably not going to, or definitely not going to make the team with the depth that we have there. So let's just get him away, right? Now, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah has continued to bring in competition in the late stages of training camp. We've seen it, right? Multiple offensive linemen, a couple linebackers, corners, stuff like that. Definitely a couple wide receivers. We just brought in Jordan Teamu from the XFL, who has played in the NFL on a practice squad with the Kansas City Chiefs. So we're trying to bring in more competition right now. Now, I doubt the Vikings needed to sign guys like wide receiver Jacob Copeland, quarterback Jordan Teamu, or tackle Chim Okafor, but they did anyways, right? It's all about competition. Trying to get the best out of your players basically every snap. That's what we're trying to do. Now, I guess there's no such thing as too much competition, but I wish the Vikings could make a move for a high-quality player. I think we all do. I really do. Because, look, offensive line, not great. We have no depth there. It's actually really, really bad. Okay, we've seen the last couple preseason games. The first offensive line that goes out there and starts the game looks decent. The second line that comes in, however, Yikes. Absolutely horrible. And I think all of you guys can agree with that. So we need to address that offensive line. Bring in Dalton Reisner. Let's see what's going on with that situation. It's been real quiet on that front, but we need to figure it out. I mean, Isaiah Simmons just got traded for literally a bag of bones, a 7th-round pick. That's all it took to get Isaiah Simmons. I would have loved Isaiah Simmons. He could have been a hybrid safety, played that same thing that Harrison Smith, his type of role. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. Harrison Smith leaves. Isaiah Simmons can take his place. Or for right now, Isaiah Simmons can, on the other side of Harrison Smith. Now you can kind of do the same thing with both these guys. That would have been phenomenal. But I think we want to bring in these higher quality guys. Let's shore up that defensive secondary. We're very young there. That seems to be the one thing that everyone's pointing out that's probably not going to be the greatest this season is our secondary, our cornerbacks, our safeties, minus Harrison Smith, obviously. I think he's going to do a fantastic job as he always does. But, these small signings to help the competition makes no sense. Come on, Kwesi. Figure it out, dude. If the Giants can get Isaiah Simmons for a 7th-round pick, time to start doing some negotiating. Let's find, a right guard or a right tackle, whatever the case is. We need to figure out that spot, our secondary, and let's move forward. Are we not trying to win a ring here? I think you guys can all agree with me. But as of right now, the Vikings signed safety Jake Gervase, who is probably going to play on special teams, most likely at least this upcoming week against the Arizona Cardinals, and we'll see if he makes the squad. And we also got rid of wide receiver N'Keal Harry. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.